right, Jazz Angels, I applaud you all. Albert, really great arrangement. I'm going to take some liberties and take your arrangement with your kind permission and expand it so that my big band at the college can play, because I think it's really cool. So thank you. And hello, Barry. Great to be with all the Jazz Angels here. I'm putting together this little video because Barry had called me and asked me to kind of give some suggestions. First of all, comments about what I just heard. You guys sound great. The groove is really good. I'm a big fan of less is more, especially with the rhythm section. And your rhythm section was holding it down, and it was really comfortable for all the soloists to sort of do their thing on top of the groove. Now, for the soloist, I was really impressed. I heard great note choices, good time approach, good feel, and real mature approach. You know, a lot of young soloists like to play every note ever invented, but you guys were like sort of reserved and in the groove and really playing musically. So I applaud everyone for all of that. Good job. With regard to this song, it's a fun song to play over. It's pretty open in that it's just, as you have already probably discussed, C minor, and I'm speaking in concert for the moment, C minor to B flat. It goes back and forth between the two. So for me, on a B flat instrument, tenor players, trumpet players, clarinetists, I'm thinking my D minor and C triad. So that would be. So that's the first thing that you can make shaped is this D minor triad, D, F, and a C triad, which is C, E, and G. And if you put them together and alternate, what you simply have is your C major scale. But being that this is actually in D minor, we can take that scale and move it up one and start on the D. And when you do that, it gives you something called Dorian minor, which I'm sure you guys have discussed. So for the B flat people, you might have the easiest time out of anyone because there's no sharps or flats to think about to get the what I call the home bass scale. D, Dorian. Let me play a little bit featuring that scale. So here's the E minor, C, I'm kind of playing around with it. And I might add a note here or there, but I played no notes out of the key of C so far. So I'm making all these kind of, it's like playing the eensy weensy spider with these two triads, D minor and C. So that's the main thing I would play on something like this. And then, of course, D blues works wonderfully. If you don't know how to make a blues scale, it's very simple. You take a minor chord, in this case, for the B flat people, D, F, A, and C. That's the D minor arpeggio. Take that, and you stick two notes in the middle, the only two that will fit. So in this case, it's D, F, G, A flat, A, and C. This is my official blues gang sign. Boom. Take a minor chord and stick two notes in the middle. That's a blues scale. That works really nicely over this. Now mix it up with the triad thing and the blues thing. And finally, there's a lot more you can play, but so we talked about the triads, the main triad, in this case D minor and C. And then we did the blues scale. And you can also throw in a new kind of minor, something called melodic minor, which is this. You take that C natural B flat people and you can make it a C sharp. It's a nice spicy note to throw in there. So it's basically a note that doesn't belong in a scale, but you kind of add it in to create some tension. Okay, B flat people. Let's move over to E flat people. I'm basically going to say the same thing just so we can speak in the right key. So E flat people, bari sax alto. You'll be in your A minor. So it's A minor and G major. So you're thinking A minor triad, G major triad, and the kind of minor that would work over this is A Dorian. So that's A to A in the key of G, so one sharp. And if you wanted to, you can throw in A melodic minor, which is changing the G natural to a G sharp. I actually love playing both the natural 7 and the flat 7 on a minor scale. It kind of makes it all twisty. I'm taking two different kinds of minors and using it at the same time. And finally, the C people, back to the home key. I'm not much of a piano player, but I'm thinking C minor triad. Sorry. And B flat triad. So same rules apply there. You can play C minor. That's C to C in the key of B flat, so C Dorian minor. Or you could throw in the B natural if you wanted to. That's one of my favorite licks ever. Because when you hit that B natural, everyone feels it because it's kind of out of the key, and they're waiting for the release of that tension. And that's what makes it so interesting. It's a little spice and a little relief. All right? And I think that's pretty much the basics of what to play on the A section of Blue Jeans. If you guys have any questions about anything I've discussed, feel free to email me. I'm simply Jeff@JeffKashiwa. All right, I look forward to hearing from you. Continue your great work. Looking forward to hearing what else you guys can